Have you ever walked into your room and found your cat curled up inside a shoebox that's two sizes too small, or perhaps buried deep inside your laundry basket, like it's some sort of royal bedchamber? Maybe you've caught them napping on your laptop keyboard, inside a grocery bag, or even in the bathroom sink. It's adorable, yes, but also incredibly mysterious. Why do cats, creatures of elegance and intelligence, choose the strangest, most uncomfortable places to sleep? What is going on in their furry little minds? To understand this odd yet fascinating behavior, we have to dive deep into the psychology of cats. Beneath that fluffy exterior lies a brain that's wired for survival, comfort, and control. Every nap they take, every hiding spot they choose, is a tiny piece of their ancient instinct still alive in your living room. You see, cats are both predators and prey in the wild. They are skilled hunters, but they are also small enough to become food for something larger. This dual identity has shaped their instincts for thousands of years. When your cat seeks out a strange, enclosed, or hard-to-reach place to sleep, it's not just being weird, it's being smart. A hidden spot means safety. It's a place where no predator can sneak up from behind, where they can rest without fear. Even though your cat lives in a modern home, that survival programming hasn't disappeared. It's still in full control, guiding their every nap. Think about how your cat behaves right before it falls asleep. It circles, it sniffs, it kneads the surface, almost like testing the territory. This ritual is a psychological throwback to the wild. It's how cats used to flatten grass or leaves to create a safe and comfortable nest. When they curl up in a tight ball inside your laundry basket or a cardboard box, they are mimicking the same self-protective behavior. But there's another layer: comfort. To cats, the perfect sleeping spot isn't about luxury. It's about how safe and contained it feels. That's why boxes, drawers, and even sinks are so appealing. These small, enclosed spaces provide pressure on their body that creates a sense of security, almost like a gentle hug. Psychologists call this the containment comfort effect. It's the same reason humans sometimes sleep better under weighted blankets. The pressure calms the nervous system and signals that it's safe to relax. For cats, this effect is amplified. They crave it instinctively. Temperature plays a big role too. Cats are heat seekers. Their body temperature runs slightly higher than ours, and they're always searching for warmth. That's why you might find your cat napping on top of your laptop, the router, or in a sunbeam that hits the carpet just right. But warmth isn't just about comfort, it's about survival efficiency. When a cat's body stays warm, it conserves energy, and energy conservation is the golden rule of feline behavior. Every cozy nap is an act of efficiency. Interestingly, cats also choose their sleeping spots based on their emotional state. When a cat sleeps out in the open, stretched out and vulnerable, it's a sign of trust. It means your cat feels completely safe in its environment. But when it hides under the bed, inside closets, or behind furniture, it might be seeking solitude, relief from overstimulation, or simply a break from too much human attention. To them, privacy isn't antisocial, it's self-care. Another curious aspect is scent. Cats are deeply scent-driven animals. They rely on smell to recognize territory, safety, and belonging. That's why they often sleep on your clothes or in your bed. It's not just because it's soft, it's because it smells like you. Your scent represents comfort, familiarity, and a sense of shared territory. When your cat buries itself in your laundry, it's saying, "You're my family, and this is my safe zone." In a way, it's one of the most subtle yet powerful forms of feline affection. You might notice your cat changing sleeping spots frequently, sometimes moving from one weird location to another in a single day. This too is psychological. In the wild, sleeping in the same place too often would increase the risk of predators finding them. Even though your cat isn't being hunted in your home, the instinct to rotate sleeping areas is still alive. It's part of their built-in safety protocol, a quiet reminder that nature's memory never fades. There's also the fascinating element of curiosity. Cats are born explorers. Their brains are wired for stimulation and novelty. When they choose to sleep in an unusual spot, it's often because that environment feels new, interesting, or unexplored. The smell, the texture, the view, all of it creates a sensory experience that triggers their natural curiosity. They're not just sleeping, they're studying their world, one nap at a time. And then there's control. Cats love to feel in charge of their surroundings. The places they pick to rest often give them a strategic advantage. A high perch allows them to observe everything happening below. A box in a quiet corner gives them the perfect vantage point to monitor without being seen. In essence, your cat's weird sleeping spots are tactical decisions, tiny acts of control in a world they can't fully command. But here's where it gets even deeper. Some experts believe that cats use their sleeping behavior to regulate not just their bodies, but also their emotions. When a cat curls up tightly, it's not only keeping warm, it's self-soothing. When it stretches out on its back, exposing its belly, it's expressing relaxation and openness. Each position, each location, tells a story of how your cat feels at that moment. If you pay attention, you can actually read your cat's mood by where and how it sleeps. Take the bathroom sink, for example. Many cats adore it, not just because it's cool and fits their shape perfectly, but because the sound of running water, the scent of soap, and the echoing walls create a sensory cocoon. To them, it's like a meditation chamber. Or consider the top of your wardrobe, high, isolated, quiet. That's a perfect watchtower for a cat who wants to feel invisible, yet aware. Each strange choice is a psychological signature, a reflection of how they perceive safety, comfort, and control in that exact moment. Of course, there's also the human factor. Cats are masters at reading their owners' routines. If you often use your laptop, they'll nap on it to be near you, and, admittedly, to claim it as theirs. If you fold laundry, they'll jump into the warm pile because it's filled with your scent and attention. Their behavior is a blend of instinct and emotional intelligence. They know where to find both warmth and love. What's fascinating is that scientists studying feline sleep patterns have discovered that cats experience both REM and non-REM sleep, just like humans. During REM sleep, they dream. You might see their paws twitch or whiskers move. That's your cat reliving the day's adventures, maybe chasing imaginary prey or exploring remembered spaces. So, when they choose a special spot to sleep, it's not just about where they are physically. It's also about where they travel mentally. That spot becomes a dream portal, a place of safety for their most vulnerable state. If you ever notice your cat sleeping in a new, strange, or even slightly inconvenient spot, don't be too quick to move them. They've chosen that place for a reason, one that might make perfect sense in the language of their instincts, even if it looks bizarre to us. In their mind, every nap is a small act of strategy, safety, and serenity combined. At the end of the day, cats remind us that comfort isn't always about luxury, and safety isn't always about logic. It's about what feels right deep inside. They teach us to trust our instincts, to find peace in unlikely places, and to create small sanctuaries wherever we are. So the next time you find your cat curled up in a box, a drawer, or a half-open suitcase, remember this: they're not being weird, they're being wise. And maybe, just maybe, that's something we could all learn from.